Brittny J, and it is day 3 of Vlogmas. So if you're new, please consider subscribing. But if you're not new, welcome back. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified, and also check out my social media. It's right there in the corner. Now let's get into the video. As you can tell by the title, I'll be giving you a few tips on flying, or if it's your first time, or if you've been flying for the longest. I know these tips may resonate with someone. So I know people have been traveling, will be traveling because it's the holidays. So I just want to give out these tips. So tip number 1. So first and foremost, when it comes to traveling, you want to make sure that everything that you have is potentially travel size and not in big quantities, okay? And also, because it is helpful first off, when if you happen to get stopped by TSA throughout when they're checking your bags or anything, and if they see something in your bag that is not travel size, they're gonna have to open it up and make sure that it is what it's supposed to be. So make sure that everything that you have with you is travel size to the best of your ability, because it's going to be helpful in the long run, and it won't help, and you won't get stopped during TSA if you have stuff that is bigger than what they're looking for on their detector when it comes to searching your bag. So make sure everything's travel size. Number 2, if you do not plan on checking your bag, and if you have a mini suitcase, it should be at least 30 to 40 pounds, so you can bring it on the plane with you. Now, I know people, if you don't know what checking a bag is, if you haven't traveled before, it's basically like you have to, if your bag is bigger than a mini size traveling bag, then you'll have to check it down, weigh it, and make sure you put your name tag and all that on the bag so they can put it on the plane for you. But if you have a bag that's less than that amount, or less than the checking bag size, then you can bring it on the plane with you. So I recommend that if you can, because when I went to Miami, I was able to pack up everything that I had on a little small suitcase, and I was able to take it on the plane with me, because I feel like that's a better way to travel, because you can keep your everything together that you need, and also it won't get lost because you know where it's at, so you will know when to take it off, put it back on, and all that. So I think that's a great way to travel if you can. But I know people take longer trips, so it's kind of hard to have a travel size bag. But if you can do that, I would suggest it. And also when you bring the travel size suitcase, you also can bring extra bags on with you. So say for instance, you have a suitcase that's travel size, and you can bring a backpack too, so that'll be 2 bags that you can use for the trip instead of having just one bag piling up everything that you have. So that's another option, just in case you cannot check a bag, but you can get a travel size suitcase as well as a book bag, so they give you 2 bags for one, basically. Now, number 3 is make sure that you bring a neck pillow, as well as some headphones, because when you get on the airplane, it's kind of like a hindrance on the way the seat is made. So it's gonna sometimes it hurt your neck, because I did have a crook in my neck the first time that I flew. So when I came back from Miami, I had to make sure that I bought a neck pillow, because when I got off the plane, my neck was hurting me so bad. My body was aching, because you have to sit in one spot for the longest. So that's the reason why I suggest getting a neck pillow as well as headphones, because when you get up in high altitude, your ears start to pop and stuff like that. So if you have headphones or something like that, I would suggest bringing them as well. You will also need some gum too, because like I said, when you get into high altitude, your ears start to pop. But it's not, for me personally, to say that was my first time flying, I don't think it was unbearable, but you can tell the difference because you're not used to, your ears popping. So it wasn't as bad as people were telling me, but everybody has to experience it for themselves to actually know how it feels. So I would say make sure you bring gum as well. And also when it comes to like being on the airplane itself, like I said, you have to make sure that everything that you have is in airplane mode throughout the whole flight. So like I said, like if you don't have anything that's in airplane mode or can go into airplane mode that can actually work when we're in the high altitude, then I would say bring something that you can play throughout the through the trip, so when it comes to being entertained and stuff like that, you will have something to be entertained with. But overall, the trip itself for my first time was really nice. Like what you see on TV is somewhat the same, but I know for a fact that you had, well, the flight that I was on, I had to pay for, like they had you know, drinks and stuff that was available on the flight, but you had to pay for it. So I would suggest bringing money on a plane with you, or credit card or debit card, whatever you need, so you can pay for the compliment or the drinks and, you know, other stuff. So overall, these are the few tips that stood out to me that I could potentially help somebody when they're traveling throughout the holidays or in general, because that those things helped me when it came to my first flight. And also comment down below what do you think about these tips, if you think that will be helpful, or if you use some of these so far or when you're traveling. Please comment down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified. And also, thanks for watching. And always remember to love yourself and be yourself. And I will see you on Vlogmas Day 4.